Classic League Podcast time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 266 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me. Dustin, although you struggled to remember how to get the show started, you did not forget how to shake the shoulders. So
thank you.
The shoulder shimmy is still there.
That's all that matters.
Pretty much, you know. Who cares how the sausage is made as long as it tastes good, right? So, yeah, man, we missed last week. Sorry about that, everybody. It was unexpected. But since it's been a couple weeks since I've talked to you, man, how things going? What you been up to?
I feel like the past few weeks have simultaneously been super fast and incredibly slow.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Every day has felt pretty long. I've just been really stressed. I don't know. I'm glad to be back to talking about some games for a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dustin, I've got a tally going at the top of our show notes here. We're a video game podcast, so we also put a lot of our stuff on YouTube, a lot of gaming stuff, and we hit 10,000 subscribers a month or two ago, a couple months ago now.
Yeah.
And we have lost and gained subs enough times that we have now hit 10,000 subscribers 3 times. So we will be checking in because our channel grows very slowly. So I'm just going to keep a tally of how many times we hit 10,000. Because it's going to be the last milestone that we celebrate pretty much. Unless something crazy happens, so you might as well get the most out of it. Or if we get to 500 podcast episodes.
Yeah.
That in and of itself would be unbelievable. So, yeah. I guess before we jump in, if you would like to join us in chat, we talk about video game news and what we've been playing. So if you'd like us to discuss any topics, or if you'd like to join the discussion, we read chat and all that stuff while we're broadcasting, and we do that on our YouTube channel Wednesday nights around 8:15 Eastern time. So yeah, Dustin shares links about what we're talking about and all that, so you can follow along if you would like. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I will tell one quick story before we get to video game stuff. You know how I've been really excited about playing guitar the last several months?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to, did I tell you about restringing my old acoustic guitar and the nut just breaking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't remember if I told you that on the show or not, or if it was off air. But the replacement parts that I got were so good, I felt compelled to leave an eBay review. The new saddle and the new nut were just unbelievable. I thought I needed to redo all of my frets because they're pretty worn. I mean, I've played it for a long time. But actually, after adjusting the truss rod and putting in the new nut and saddle, the intonation problem I was having that I was attributing to the fret wear is pretty much gone to the point where my intonation is good enough that I'm not worried about that anymore. So it was very exciting. It felt really cool. And it wasn't so easy to find those parts. So to just go on eBay and have a guy just selling them,
mm-hmm.
I was thrilled. So that was super fun. He wrote me a nice note. He's like, "Hey, thanks for the note." I'm like, that's cool.
Right.
No one had reviewed that, so man, I don't remember his name. But a guy on eBay, if you need a bone nut and saddle for a Washburn guitar from like 1999, there's a guy on eBay that can hook you up.
I'm gonna open a saloon called the Bone Nut and Saddle.
Dude, that would be awesome. Right next to Jar Jar or Bar Drinks, the Star Wars themed bar. Wouldn't that'd be like a big? Oh no, never mind. I was gonna try to think of like some Disney tie-in with Red Dead Redemption, but that's Rocksteady. I don't know why I had EA jump in my mind with a cowboy theme for a second. Apologize about that. So let's get into some news. This is kind of cool. This isn't really newsworthy, but we are big Giantbomb fans. They're doing a thing called Giantbomb TV that they said on the Bombcast this week is going to be renamed something. But If you're a premium member, if you go to giantbomb.com/TV, there's just a constant stream of archive videos since they've hit 10 years.
Okay.
And before a video ends, the chat gets to vote on the next video that comes up out of a random choice of like 4 or 5 videos. So it's always user selected, but still randomly generated. So anything could be up there. It's just, I mean, if you want background music and it's like TV, you see old Ryan Davis stuff, and it's really cool. Hey, we got Zarek here. Good to see you, man. We got a Zarek raid coming. Awesome. Good to see everybody. Upside Town, downtown. You know, when I lived in Charlotte, they always called it uptown instead of downtown. And where I'm from in the Midwest, we'd call that downtown.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know. You could tell that if you were not hip to the local lingo if you called it downtown. So, hey, Vprick, I'm sorry, I was terrible with pronouncing your name. Good to see you again, though, man. So, Giantbomb.tv, or no, Giantbomb.com/TV. I don't know. Those guys, it just feels like an innovative thing. They're just, it's not that innovative, but it kind of is. Just like they did Let's Plays or long form reviews before. I don't know. This feels like kind of a cool thing. IGN should do it, and GameSpot should do it. All these companies have been around a long time. Hell, in 2 years, we should do it.
Yeah. I can't wait till someone creates some middleware where giantbomb.com/TV beats Pokemon.
Oh, and it's just a community-driven thing?
Yeah.
Oh, and then they race like the GameSpot community. See which who could do it faster. The Ryder Cup of video games. It'd be great. So, yeah. I don't know. I love those guys. I know, Dustin, you're a fan as well. So, I thought that was cool. So, I wanted to bring it up. I was watching the show Corporate on Comedy Central. Have you heard of this show?
I think I saw a trailer for it.
It's like a really weird, dark comedy, and I'm not sure if I like it that much or not. But it's weird, and I've watched all the episodes, so I definitely don't hate it, but I'm undecided on how much I like it or not. But they had the Castlevania death sound from the NES.
Hey.
Just randomly in the show at an appropriate time. I was like, wow.
Cool.
That's fucking sweet. And I always wonder how that kind of stuff works. Is that a gamble? Like, no one at Konami's going to notice this. Are those rights cleared in any way?
No, there's no way.
That would seem like, for a joke, too many hoops to jump through, so you just got to go for it, right?
Yeah.
But I was like watching it, and suddenly I was like, I can't wait to tell Dustin about this. This is freaking cool. So yeah, Corporate, I guess, I don't know if I'd recommend watching it, but if episode 6, I think it was 6 or 7 of season 1 has a Castlevania Easter egg, which is cool.
What's it on?
Comedy Central. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Comedy Central show. I watched it through the Comedy Central app. I might have piggybacked off my parents' cable to watch that. I wanted to catch up with South Park. That's all right. They piggyback on my Netflix, so yeah. What are you gonna do? Thanks, AT&T. So what do we have next on the news this week?
PlayStation Plus games are good this month. They're giving away Bloodborne, Ratchet and Clank, which are 2 awesome games. I've been wanting to play Bloodborne again.
I never have, but the excuses are dwindling.
Yeah. And Mighty Number 9.
I love that Mighty Number 9's in there just out of the curiosity's sake.
Yeah.
This is cool. Those are 2... I'm not a Bloodborne fan. Maybe I will be if I ever play it. Mm-hmm. Highly regarded game, and Ratchet and Clank you and I both love.
Yes, that game is excellent.
So those are 2... Those 2 alone make the whole month an absolute steal.
Yeah. That's actually 2 really good opposites. Like Bloodborne is dark and hard, and Ratchet and Clank is very much just kind of pick it up and play it and have fun.
That's a good point. Yeah, there is really nice balance there. And then Mighty Number Nine's there to everyone to kind of look at with a unsure eye. Zarek says that the Bloodborne does not include the DLC though. Is that? I think that's actually kind of smart from a business perspective. Yeah. I don't remember Bloodborne being complained about as being an incomplete game.
Right.
So I'm okay with that to try to get people, because if you do like it, maybe you'd want to buy the DLC.
Right.
Yeah.
Although, if you really like it, you should buy the physical copy.
Oh, that reminds me of a thing on the notes I didn't put on here yet. Speaking of physical copies, the game Inside, the Limbo people made, they're partnering up for a $350, which for some reason was our number around about for what we thought a really good collector's edition should be.
Mm-hmm.
They're partnering up with the people that make the Real Doll sex doll to make a collector's edition, and they're not showing anybody what it is before you get it, and it's a $350 thing that they're manufacturing, and all you see is the box that it kind of comes in, and it looks almost like I don't know, at a quick glance, maybe like a Louis Vuitton pattern, like on a box,
okay,
like polka dotted or whatever. So it's really ambiguous.
Is it the like body ball thing?
That's the speculation. Nobody knows.
Vagina.
Nobody knows. I think it would be hilarious if Real Doll just takes off as a brand and they just don't buck that name. They just you get Real Doll kitchen plates and Real Doll hampers, Real Doll iron.
They make their own, like the Real Doll Vision, which is like their ColecoVision.
Oh God, yeah. They partner with Vive. Okay, all right, we got it. Get back to regular. Yeah, I don't have the source for that, but that came out today. I thought that was pretty funny. I heard, it was Jeff Gerstmann I heard talking about it. Yeah, I guess the other thing related to PS Plus in the news is that they announced it in early part of 2019. The PlayStation Vita, the Vita and the PS3 are going to be dropped from PlayStation Plus. Which, it's understandable, but a bit of a bummer.
When I read that, I was like, oh, I own a Vita.
The Vita's great.
It is, yeah. It's a pretty cool.
It's really good system. Yeah, I mean, this was obviously a matter of time. The complaint that I've heard is what will augment that or what will supplement that. It's not like they're going to be adding more PlayStation games or PlayStation 4 games. So will it still be? I don't know if you bring in Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank. Who cares? That's still worth it. And it probably is a very small amount of people that are taking advantage of that. Yeah, I click download, but I haven't fired up my PlayStation 3 in years. So, Zarek says, I laughed for a solid 5 minutes when I saw Mighty Number 9 for free. I was like, no thanks. Maybe if you pay me a couple bucks. And then Upside Down said something looks like an old game magazine. Is that Giantbomb? Maybe? Ghouls and Ghosts, Castlevania, and a whip. What did we have linked that would have shown that? I don't know.
Everything that he said was before or after the Giantbomb link.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming that's what. Zarek, we were talking about Inside. Inside is the Real Doll Collector's Edition game.
Yes.
Yes, what game it was for. So
yeah,
what was that? That was M, right?
Inside. I think so.
Yeah, I feel like it should have been. From what I've heard, I haven't actually played it.
I have not finished it, so I had a little bit of the ending spoiled today with people talking about it, with the speculation of what's in the box. But it makes me actually want to finish the game now. I know I only have maybe 45 minutes to go. I know I'm relatively close. I don't know why. I just lost some interest in it. Hey, he says, Upside Town says, I remember buying a used Genesis for 120. Well, that's expensive for a used Genesis.
I think it came with a bunch of games. Arnold Palmer, Altered Beast, Phantasy Star.
Some good ones.
Yeah.
I went to, my grandparents lived in Canada when I was a kid. And the Japanese kids across the street from them had a Sega Genesis. And they had Altered Beast. And it was before Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay. And
it was really strange to me because everything in Canada was a little different. Like the cereal would have the same name but be shaped different or taste different. So when I saw the way they played video games, it was very different than what I had played with video games. And it wasn't until like a year or so later then it all started coming together. Like, oh, this is what those kids in Chatham had. That's cool. Yeah. I guess we'll go back to the story. I don't know why I got on that tangent. Donkey Kong 3 for PC, a disc was found. Apparently in 1984 there was a Donkey Kong 3 that was released for PC, and people bought the I guess one of the rare discs that were known at auction and dumped the ROM. And there's a Nerdist article here that we'll have linked, and it's strange looking. It doesn't look like a straight arcade port. It looks like a different version. It's got a slightly different name. The Great Counterattack. Donkey Kong 3 is really hard. I don't really care for it that much. It's okay. I'll play it if it's at an arcade, but it wouldn't make my top 10 classics, I don't think.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever played it at like the arcade.
I don't know. It's cool. And it's dumped. It's available. So if you want to play it, you can give it a try. But I thought that was interesting. It's nice that all these archive things keep popping up. I mean, I'm sure the vast majority of people had no idea this even existed.
Yeah.
So, all right. Up next, Dustin, you've been shopping over for some 16-bit games, some JRPGs at Steam.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Why not?
They released Chrono Trigger on PC, and it's a port of the original game. They ported the mobile version to PC.
A lot of complaints about it. I have not touched it, but wow, that's a bummer.
I opened Twitter that day, and it was just nothing but people peeing on this game.
I would have been happier with even a 5 out of 10 Secret of Mana level remake compared to. You see Chrono Trigger trending on Twitter, and it's not like a celebrity where you're like, oh no, did they die or what they do? You see Chrono Trigger, and you're immediately like, finally,
right?
You know. Even though there are a bajillion ways, Chrono Trigger is a very easy game to play accessibly.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, if you play in Steam a lot, it would be really cool to take advantage of the cloud saves and just the built-in, the way that emulated software has worked through Steam anyways, like the Disney Afternoon Collection or Mega Man and all that stuff. And I believe it's also $15. Is that right?
I didn't even notice the price.
So, I mean, that internet, even if it's a big-time classic, I don't know, $10 seems to be about the max that seems reasonable for a digital version of these old games. And even that feels too much.
If it's $15, I'd be surprised. That's cheap for Square Enix games.
Oh, that's right, because they've had some of those Final Fantasies that were real expensive.
Yeah, they're like $15 on your iPhone. So if you put it on a PC, I'd expect it to be at least $20.
I've heard some of the tiles don't go together really well, so you can see separation where you shouldn't.
So it's like there's a hole in the floor, basically?
That's what I imagined, yeah. Or like you can clearly tell there's like two blocks next to each other instead of looking like trees, like the leaves or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I guess the fonts are all weird and like a really generic like Helvetica or Arial type of font. I guess the inputs are still kind of expecting touch inputs in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's rare that a mouse feels good when the software is looking for a touch input. Zarek says, I have some Bloodstained Ritual of the Night news. Taking a bit of a tangent here. He says, they said they're releasing another demo for the backers only. It will be longer than the last one. I suspect it will be at E3 as well. But that's only if the game doesn't release first. It's supposed to release soon, and they haven't said it's delayed yet.
I saw in an email that they finished up the English voice acting.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play that.
David doing a voice for that.
Oh, Solid Snake, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm excited to play that.
Yeah,
I really am. I played a little bit of Castlevania. I just fired the emulator up on my phone and played until I died. I do not make it as far as you do playing that way.
That just depends on the run. I die pretty fast sometimes.
I did. I saw a really great GIF posted on Reddit this week of Link getting to the top of a mountain, and then out of nowhere a goat just like ramming him off, and he like tumbles all the way down. And it made me immediately think of the bone things that bit you at the top of the stairs.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, damn, I've seen that that's always existed in Nintendo. It was just because it was blind. I don't know. I'll have to send that to you after the show if I remember. That's too bad. I would love to see Chrono Trigger get some really nice treatment because it's a wonderful game, and we've stated plenty of times before. We bring on the remasters. I don't care anymore. Sell me the same game over time. I don't care.
Now is a perfect time for, if not a remaster, then definitely a sequel. Like, I think...
I don't think you can do a sequel.
They should. Chrono Break. It was supposed to be the third one in the trilogy. That was going to come after Chrono Cross.
Come on.
Like, all those guys, they're thinking about it fondly. Like, all the fans want it. It would be like, get the old gang back together, not just some crappy sequel. But like...
That would be wonderful. That sounds like the most pipe dream of pipe dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that sounds like I'm more likely to win the lottery, and I don't buy lottery tickets. for 3 to turn out really good. It's one of those games that's easy if you're not into JRPGs. It was the first one that I played that it made turn-based combat or menu-based combat click for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see, 10 and 12-year-olds now give it a try. Like, they're like, oh, my uncle or my dad said this was sweet. Mm-hmm. I guess I have this $15 Steam card. Why not? That would be cool. Ooh, next up, Dustin, this made me think of you as well.
Let's switch it up.
But you've been slacking on the puns last couple of
have.
Last episodes. You stopped joking at the beginning of the episodes.
I was thinking recently, I don't remember the last time I had a really good pun. Like, not even on the show, like, period.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. It's that kid number 2, man. It's not even here yet, and it's already sucking your soul.
I think that's it. Simon's just sucking all my pun juice.
It won't be the episode title, but you're close. But yeah, let's switch things up a little bit to lean into that.
Outlast is coming to Switch.
That's great.
Yeah. If it's just a direct port, that's sweet. But if they do something with it, like touchscreen something or other, that'd be cool.
I could see the menu stuff doing okay with the because the game still moves even though you're trying to do your inventory, right? It doesn't pause, if I remember correctly.
No, it has a pause.
Where like the world stops? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
God, I just really
Oh, what
I
if?
blacked it all out.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I just thought of something, but then I was about
Remembered
to
how
say
much you
something
loved the
stupid.
sequel? Oh,
I was about to say something stupid, and I caught myself before it went out into the internet.
fair
So
enough.
we're good.
Fair enough. Okay. nice, nice hand. Oh, you know what? I said that. So this lady, the cashier of the grocery store the other week, almost dropped this lady's ice cream as she was ringing it up, but she fumbled it and caught it, and it was a good catch, like nice save. So I said, "Good hands," and she's like, "No, it was slippery," and I'm like, "No, I meant good catch, like good hands." And is that not a common term? Good hands. Like, would you know?
Yeah.
Would you have been confused by that?
No, if I did that and you say good hands, I would have been like, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, am I the only one that's been saying like? This is not a ubiquitous term. But I was like, no, it was a nice catch, nice save. She's like, oh, okay, yeah. So, but Outlast, think you'll get it again?
No, I got the PS4 physical copy. I still hadn't touched.
I mean, you love this game. Is this your favorite horror game?
Yeah, the first one is.
Yeah. I'm not hearing anybody talking about this. I saw an article in Eurogamer, and that was it.
That's weird. This is a big game.
It was very popular.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. It was big during the PewDiePie I'm gonna be scared during streaming things.
Yeah.
When that was a big trend.
Patrick Klepek did it on Spookin' with Scoops.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just surprised we're not hearing about it. Yeah. Maybe the Switch is just getting so many ports that people are unimpressed anymore. It's like once they did Doom, they're like, all right.
Yeah, they just get lost in the shuffle.
Nothing's going to impress me anymore.
Not even Diablo 3?
Oh, that did shock me. Nice Switch there. But Eurogamer also today, or maybe it was yesterday, Diablo 3 is coming to Switch. I'm not going to lie, man. I might be tempted. I played the 360 version of this. I could imagine Diablo 3 on the Switch having some really cool functionality. Some local co-op stuff.
Oh, man, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
I bet there's going to be some cool Switch-like features. Maybe a Mario hat, a cappy will be available on my monk. That would be dope. I'd be cool with that.
Oh, dude. If you could get a Master Sword, how rad
would that be? Yes. I know there's stupid digital items, but give me that mashup. Tell me that Diablo and Mario are in the same universe.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
You get like Samus's blaster.
Dude, yes. All right. Oh man, there's all sorts of cool stuff they could do.
Now they have to do it. Diablo 3. Then
I'll tweet him to remind him that we told him. This is what you do.
Miyamoto.
Yeah. Let's see here. Upside Down says, used game. They think used games. I'm trying to figure out where in the conversation I've been neglecting chat. They mentioned used game bins are starting to be eliminated. Where would that be at? Like a GameStop? Do they have bins of used games? I feel like on the way out, you used to be able to go into like see like original Xbox games or DS games kind of in a bin. You could see your Nintendogs in there.
Oh, Nintendogs.
Yeah. Diablo 3, man. That's a very fun game. I don't believe that they have mentioned whether or... No, I think it is going to have the expansions as well.
I think you're right. I think I read that.
Okay.
It was going to be the whole shebang.
Which is cool. I don't believe we have a release date yet. But I don't know. I was impressed at the way that they could get Diablo to work with the controller. It was very cool. My friend Keaton, who I'm going to talk about later, my buddy with the Japanese rhythm games.
Michael. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. He's Batman. He has multiple TVs in his basement. Had all these 360s that he has for networking stuff, and so we'd play at his house, and we'd each have his TV like sitting in the same basement, like a LAN party, and it was fun to do with the controller. I was just really impressed by it. Yeah, Diablo 3, very fun game. I'm excited to see it coming to Switch. More old games, Dustin. Let's talk about more old games to play on new systems.
But these are newer old games.
These are newer old games, but I mean, pretty old still.
Yeah, it might be coming up on 10 years at this point.
Some of these. Diablo 3 would be what, like 2012 maybe? So that's got to be 6 years.
Yeah.
Outlast is probably around there. Horizon's probably around there. Damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do we got? I'll let you take
Forza
this.
Horizon 1, now compatible with your Xbox One.
And Eurogamer says it looks great.
I bet.
The Xbox,
Man, that game looked great on Xbox 360.
yeah, and the scaler is
really good.
the scaler is excellent on the Xbox One. All the 360 stuff I've played on there has been great. The emulated stuff. So the fact that they went and there was another game that they beefed up for the Xbox One as well. That was actually, I think all the Xbox One games have some sort of like enhancement for the original Xbox games. I think we talked about that, or Xbox 360 games.
That seems familiar.
God, I hate their naming scheme. I know it's a beaten to dead horse, but it's really frustrating. Xbox One X and S has not tripped me up as much as I was expecting it to.
Yeah.
I thought for sure when they named that, the X came out, I was like, man, I'm toast. I'm going to be mixing those consoles up all the time. Do you have any interest in getting an Xbox One yet?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Like, I'll think about it, and then I'll be like, whatever. And I'll buy a $200 copy of Castlevania for the Famicom.
Oh, you did you do that again?
Just the one time.
Okay.
It was only $120. So.
Okay. You had a smirk on your face like, I can't wait to talk about what I've been playing. I think a good time to jump into an Xbox One S or X is if you have not made the leap into a 4K television and you also would like something that plays 4K content. Because most of the applications that support 4K streaming, like Netflix and Amazon and Vudu, those do stream in 4K and have the HDR support with the Xbox One S and X, and then also the 4K Blu-ray player is there. So if you're really want to squeeze every little dollar you paid for the visuals out of the system, Xbox One S seems to be a really good choice. I think Blu-rays look great on my regular and 4K Blu-rays look excellent. So even when they're scaled, they look really good. I think that's awesome. I have not tried Horizon 1, but I've been meaning to. I really want a Tiger Woods game to be backwards compatible. I love those, but they're not going to do it. I don't know if there's any EA games that are backwards compatible. Oh well. That's going to be it. There was some other stuff. I'm burnt out on politics, like real bad. So I took out the legislation stuff, the ESRB, labeling gambling. I don't want to. That's not even worth discussing. It's annoying, and no one's going to disagree. So, Upside Down says there are many tech guys that are tearing down consoles and electronics. He said you found a circuit board with a USB DIY on it. He says I'm wondering what PCs needed to be converted. I love tinkering around with that kind of stuff. Just, especially if you can identify what the circuit board is, like if you just found like a Raspberry Pi or something, or the Arduino boards or whatnot, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
So Do we have, Dustin, is our time for YouTube channel of the week? And are we dipping into the reserves here? Do you not have a new one?
I don't think I have a new one off the top of my head. I've been watching some Deus Deacon. He's doing HP Lovecraft month again.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, then we'll go with a user submitted, a listener request.
Yeah.
Dumez, our good friend Dumez here on YouTube, Duhmez, go check out his channel. He recommended that we feature Dreamcast Guy on our YouTube channel of the week segment. And I like Dreamcast Guy. It's someone that I've seen before. So it's a good recommendation. Does more than Dreamcast, right?
Right.
So
he does lists. I like lists.
I don't know why I like lists. I like lists too. Like, why are lists so popular? Why do we care what someone else's ordered opinion is?
I think I like it because you're likely to hear something you haven't heard of before.
That's a good point. And lists are great ways to interject personal jokes and personal twists as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get someone's personality. If you have something structured, you can really branch out from there.
The other day I watched somebody put up a 30 best Super Nintendo soundtracks.
Okay.
And they actually went out of their way to get some stuff that you hadn't heard of.
Really?
Yeah, it was good.
That's cool. Yeah, I like lists. I'm a sucker for them. Kevin at the Paranerds used to do awesome lists at paranerds.com. He'd do top 10s of all kind of stuff. I'd love to know the full psychology of that. To have, I don't know, someone from Stanford really tell me why the human condition loves lists. Probably because of ordering and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Order out of chaos, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more than that.
Yeah, I want it to be more than that. That seems so simple and obvious.
Yeah.
I want it to be deeper than that. But yeah, go to check out Dreamcast Guy on YouTube, user.com or user/Dreamcast Guy. I did not go feature a video, so let me go see what the most recent upload is and recommend that. He's got his review of Metal Gear Survive, and he begs the question, is it a pure dumpster fire? Cool. And it's done well for him. He's got a lot of views on that video, so
sweet.
I've been enjoying hearing people talk about Metal Gear Survive, despite it not being well received. I don't know why. It brings up Kojima stuff, and I've never really played Kojima games, so it's fun to hear people kind of reminisce and wax nostalgic about what they used to like about Metal Gear. I did watch Giantbomb guys play all the way through the first one. They beat it. So
MSX version?
Yeah.
Cool.
Silly game. But cool. I don't know. I thought it was a cool looking game. The cardboard box is silly. The fact that they kept that original sound effect and the cardboard box and all these references the whole way through is really it was cool. Even back then, I was like that when you see an old TV show that you've always liked and you go watch the early episodes and they still had the essence of what you liked about the show even at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Definitely very cool. As Eric says, it could be that people were looking for confirmation of their own tastes. See, I knew it was good, or this person thinks the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I know that's rationally what it is, but I don't know. I want to hear some mathematical reason that's pleasing to our brain, seeing the Fibonacci sequence all over the place, that kind of stuff, you know.
Right.
I want Tool to write a song about it eventually, is what I'm getting at, you know.
And then we can make a video.
Then
best Tool songs.
If Tool did a top 10 as one of their tracks, and I'd lose my mind. I'd be like, he's done it. He's blown my mind. I'm sad that They're recording a new album. They just went in the studio. I'm very excited about that. But, man, their concerts are so expensive, and it's going to be hard when they... My brother's going to say, hey, Tool tickets go on sale tomorrow. You want to go? I'm like,
Start saving them now.
It doesn't work like that, Dustin.
Every paycheck, put $50 in a
Yeah, okay.
coffee can.
Yeah, I'm saving up for my fucking BB gun. Getting my Tool tickets. But it sucks because I know I'm going to pre-order the vinyl. I know it's going to be like $300 that they're going to cost me. And I might not even like it. What are you going to do?
It'll sound good.
I think so. I got a scale for my record player so I can make sure that I have the right arm pressure. I forget the official name of it. Tone arm pressure, I think is what they call it. But yeah, so I'm not pressing too hard that I hurt the needle and the grooves and all that. And I went and I did my cartridge can move. I told you I moved that, but there's protractors that you download to make sure that your cart's aligned correctly. It's very. I just love the mechanical nature of the whole vinyl experience.
Yeah,
very fun. So yeah, you're right. It will sound good, even if I don't enjoy it. So Zarek says, the list talk reminds me of the newest thumbnail trend on YouTube. He says, have you noticed that all the arrows in the past few months, he says, I worked on one for like a day, but then I stopped clicking just because. Or it worked on. I guess. I don't know.
You mean like the thumbnail will be up and it'll be like an arrow pointing to something? Like,
yeah, I think that's what he means.
Hey guys, this video has boobs and it's an arrow pointing at cleavage.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I guess I haven't noticed that trend, but it's got to be true. I see a lot of open mouths, is what I notice. A lot of
O-face.
Yeah. Like shocked, like these really, or like people that'll bug their eyes out a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I can't believe I take the effort to edit out our, like, put an episode number and take a screenshot. And that's the best we're going to get on our podcast thumbnails.
Right.
Takes too much damn time.
I steal an image off of Google Images. I put our logo on top of it.
Boom. Publish. Thumbnail. I'll edit it if it's a problem. Good stuff. So, yeah, go check out the Dreamcast guy on YouTube. And, yeah, Dustin, let's talk about what you've been playing, man.
I played a little bit of Far Cry 2.
Interesting.
I watched a video that was talking about how Far Cry 2 was the best Far Cry video. Or Far Cry 2 was the best Far Cry. And I was like, that game is awesome. I loved it. And I went to see if I had it. I did not. So I bought it off eBay for super cheap because it's PS3 and PS3 games are super cheap now. And it was great because I forgot about it. And then today I checked the mail and it was there. And I was like, hey!
Hell yeah.
Surprise to me. So I played some Far Cry 2 today.
Cool. I've never played a Far Cry game. I think I would like it. Well, I played a little bit of Blood Dragon.
Okay.
So I've played In the Engine.
Yeah.
So I guess what would be his arguments as far as to why it might be the best? And now it's a good time with 5 coming out here in a couple weeks. Also, I heard Amazon released like a half-hour movie, like that's tied to Far Cry 5.
Huh.
I really want to watch it. I heard like cheesy acting or casting or something, and I'd love to see some low budget like backstory filler for a Ubisoft game. All right.
I want like not Kung Fury, but like the David Hasselhoff Kung Fury video level of Far Cry.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Don't go in expecting that level of absurdity.
Also, I love that Kung Fury is just on YouTube.
Just for free? You can just watch it?
Yeah, the people who made it, it's just on YouTube. You can just
Really?
go watch it right now. Yeah. I really
Is
wanted
it
to
still on
Blu-ray of
Netflix? Or did they do that? Did the Netflix not pick it back up?
It didn't. It's not on Netflix anymore.
Wow.
You can buy it on Amazon
Okay.
digitally, but I wanted a Blu-ray, and I was looking around for it. Like, man, I just want to see Kung Fury. I just want to see. I just wanted to see all the scenes where he goes, "Fuck." That's the best part of the whole movie.
I have not watched that since it came out.
Oh man,
I need to. It's only like a half hour. I need to rewatch that.
It's fantastic. Gosh, it's so good. But Far Cry 2 is also good. It's for people who don't know, you are a mercenary and you're trying to kill someone named the Jackal, and you are in Africa. And you get there and you come down with malaria, so you're trying to find the Jackal and kill him, treat your malaria, and you also, it's kind of like Yojimbo or Fistful of Dollars, where these two warring factions in Africa, and you're kind of playing for either one at any given time, or playing both against each other.
Okay.
The guns feel really good to use. You can everything like catches on fire, so you can set the grass on fire and it will spread and hit enemies, or it'll hit explosive barrels and those will explode.
It sounds. I would say it sounds like satisfying. Like,
yeah,
pull trigger, choose explosion.
yeah. I feel like it's a more, not necessarily streamlined, but I think it's just simpler. A simpler version of the Far Cry 3 mechanics, where you could like throw meat and the meat would attract like tigers and the tigers would attack the bad guys.
Okay.
And there's like stealth mechanics in it that you can use, but they're not like explicit. It's just like if you're crouched and you're being quiet and you come up behind a dude, you'll stay stealthy. And you can get like a ghillie suit upgrade that'll help your stealth.
So is this open world? Like, are all of them completely open world, or have they progressed in that as they've gone on?
I think the first one was kind of linear.
Okay.
I think it would give you kind of like a crisis, where you would get to a place and it was really wide open, but you would move on from there. Like
okay.
It didn't just take place all in one. Yeah, Far Cry 2. Like, I played that not long. It's a little weird because I played it like almost immediately after I got out of the army, back from Iraq, where we were like watching out for IEDs.
Yeah.
And one of the things you can do is attack convoys for weapons, and you can set IEDs. So I was playing this video game where I was detonating IEDs on convoys. It was like this weird, really, really weird, like cathartic.
Okay, we'll get political. See, CNN's right. Video games are just boot camps for the army. You just
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Dustin. You've ruined it for all of us.
The electronic, but that was.
I bet that was really trippy. Like
it was. It was very weird. Like I set it up, and I would sit there and think, like, is this right? Like, am I doing something? I feel like I'm doing something extremely wrong here. But then I was like, wait, this is just a video game. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was like, whoa. Man.
Like another one like that. Like Spec Ops: The Line seems like it seems like it's the kind of bad dream you could have if you have a dream about being over in Iraq. You wake up and that's the scenario where, oh my God, my guys are firing at me. What am I doing? There's weird bodies who hung that up. Like, what is going on? Yeah. So even it's wild to hear you say, something as small as placing an IED in a video game. That's a trivial thing. Mm-hmm. It's making you go like take a step back for a second. That's wild.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
That is nuts, man. What else you been doing?
Okay, so two things that are slightly video game. Well, one's video game related and the other was not. So I fixed my twin Famicom. I was trying to play Castlevania on the FDS, the Famicom Disk System version, and it just wouldn't load for some reason. And I was afraid my copy was going bad, so I got another copy. And I tried that. Actually, I got another copy, but it turned out to be Castlevania 2, so I had to buy another copy. That was actually the real Castlevania. So I have like all the FDS Castlevanias. I just don't have them in box, so it kind of works my OCD.
They they don't even count as having. You spent the money on them, but they don't even count. They're not even in your collection.
Right. But that is completely secondary to the actual problem, which was I tried my newest Castlevania, and that didn't work. And so I finally worked up the courage, broke open the system, and I was looking in there, and I saw that when I would put the disc in, it wasn't seating all the way. That was the problem. It wasn't actually touching the thing that reads the disc. So after looking at it for a little bit, I saw it rests on these two kind of silver posts, and it was just sticking on those just a little bit, because if you could put it in and it wouldn't drop, but if you just gave it just a tiniest little tap, then it would fall. So I took a little bit of grease, just like random industrial like car grease. I've used it on like firearms and my bike. My bicycle has spokes, like just stuff that you get from like a auto shop. And I put just a tiny little bit on either of those pillars, and now it works like a charm.
That's awesome. And if you don't have a Famicom Disk System, we highly recommend it, because it is the most satisfying tactile sensation a piece of electronics will give you.
Yeah.
Other than a real doll, of course. Other than a real doll, but
when the inside doll comes out.
Oh god, that just sounds so. Like, you get real dark with that. We got some stuff in chat. Oh, we got Ben joining us. Good to see you, man. I hope New York's all right. He was the one that took the cool photo of the Pitfall guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think they're getting drilled right now with a blizzard or whatever. Aren't they getting like hit with really bad snowstorms?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you're doing all right. Thanks for stopping by, dude. As Eric also says, I've only played one Far Cry, and I can't remember which one, but it sounds like you're describing the one that I played. Does your character have malaria? Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
That is the one.
Cool. So yeah, congratulations on you being willing to crack a Famicom Disk System is $60. Not really terrifying, but like enough to make you hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
A twin disc system? I don't know. Yeah. So bravo, man.
It was easy to get open, and it all fits together really well. Like, I wasn't afraid I was going to break anything once I actually got the screws out. Yeah,
plus you said you had a hunch that it was something mechanical and simple like that. That it just wasn't seating well. And I might have. If it looked like it was easy to open, I probably would have.
Yeah.
Like, I just replaced the battery on my Chromebook. Bravo HP for making a really simple Chromebook to get into and having a user replaceable battery.
Sweet.
Like, bravo to them for that. Yeah, it's weird to run in your browser. You run little Linux commands, and it'll do like little battery tests and stuff for you. It's weird to see command line in Chrome OS, because I just look at it as only a browser.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. What else you been up to?
Okay, so the third thing, I got a Valentine's Day gift.
Gift.
Not a gift, but a gift. My lovely wife got myself and my buddy I served with, who is just into horror, is crazy about Halloween and horror movies as I am. We're going to Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Kentucky for a paranormal investigation.
That's like so up your alley. That's so cool. So, do Do you know are you going to be ghost hunting at 3 a.m.? Do they make sure that you're way past your bedtime and easy to scare and all that stuff? Or is it more like a tour and they expect you to just camp in like a creepy area?
I think it's a guided tour. I think it's going to be from like 7:30 to 10.
Okay.
So it will be nighttime. And I don't know what we'll do. But I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube because I was looking for other people who went to Waverly Hills, and I found this guy called Omar Gosh TV.
Great name.
Yeah. And he did a video there.
That's cool, man. I wish you were closer. I'd have you meet me at OU where I went to school because of the haunted stuff there. I could show you the haunted dorm with the devil face in the grain. Yeah. I know I've told you those stories before, but you'd really enjoy it. And it's a beautiful campus. So, yeah, man. You been up to anything else?
Not really. I've been playing Minecraft with Solly. We play 2-player.
You warming up to it at all?
I mean, I enjoy it because I'm playing with him.
Well, sure.
But I still think Minecraft is stupid and not a game.
Okay. All right. You're my canary in the coal mine on this one.
Yeah.
So.
It plays like crap. It looks like crap. You don't do anything. It's not fun. That's about it.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, get Minecraft. Available everywhere. Well, cool. Dustin and I went and saw a movie by myself for the first time.
Oh, I love doing that.
I've never done that. I hate going to the movie theater. So, I couldn't help it, though, because Alex Garland had a new movie come out called Annihilation. Mm-hmm. And I had to go see it. So I went on a Thursday. It was the night before opening night. For some reason, here in town, they had it available.
Was he Ex Machina?
Ex Machina, Dread, 28 Days Later, Sunshine. Okay. Well, He only directed Ex Machina. He did the screenplays on the other things.
Sweet.
So, this is a sci-fi horror movie. I won't talk about it other than I thought it was excellent. I really liked it a lot. I think you would like it a lot. Zarek, okay. I think you would like it a lot. I'd be really curious to see what Zarek thinks about it. But I want to talk about my experience because, it was the Thursday before the opening weekend. And I walked in and there were 7, maybe 8 other just dudes by themselves scattered in the theater, just totally like-minded, just wanted to see an Alex Garland sci-fi movie. And at the very end, this movie doesn't have like Marvel end credits where you stay for the end or whatever, but it still had kind of flashy credits at the end. Okay. Where it had like starring and stuff because they didn't have that up front. They do it at the end. Mm-hmm. And even as long as it wasn't scrolling black, everyone just sat there quietly. Nobody coughed during the movie. Nobody got up. Nobody got out their phone. No phones were ringing. And it was an intense movie and a slow-paced movie, so it was nice that people were well-behaved. It was the perfect experience for me to be my first time going to a theater by myself. And I really liked Annihilation. I feel spoiled. We had Blade Runner 2049. We had Arrival. We had this. We're not going to have another good sci-fi movie for a long time. I'm getting scared we're running out. Because Annihilation overseas is straight to Netflix. It's not even getting a theatrical release. And it bombed here in the States and in Canada. I think it was Canada got it in the theaters too. I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray immediately. It's one of those movies where you just keep thinking about it when you're done watching. There's just a lot to think about. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, for anybody who hasn't gone to see a movie by themselves, I totally recommend it. I love it. Last ones I went, I think, were Ghost in the Shell.
That would have been a great one.
The Dark Knight.
Ooh, okay.
That was great. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm glad that I gave it a try, because you're right, it was excellent. It was a really good experience. Yeah, Ben says that it's nasty, the weather up there.
Oh man.
Viprick says Ex Machina was good, bought it on 4K. Hell yeah, that is definitely worth owning. Like that's Ex Machina is one of my favorite movies of all time. So
I still need to see it.
Man, I think you'd like it too. It's a slower paced, kind of high sci-fi movie. It's a thinker as well.
Yeah.
You know what's as a little side tangent with movies. So Ready Player One's getting made fun of a bunch. So now I don't think that my expectations have ever been high for this movie. I read the book. Have you read the book, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, book's excellent.
So I'm pretty sure we talked about it, that we don't see how the movie's gonna, feel the same or whatnot.
Yeah.
Is it crazy that I am way more confident I'm going to enjoy Tomb Raider than Ready Player One?
No, that makes sense.
I bet I do, and that's why it's the same actress that's playing Lara Croft that was the AI in Ex Machina. Alicia Vikander. She's fucking ripped for this movie. Like I saw some workout collage or montage, and like her back is just like completely jacked. So she should look the part. I really liked that first Tomb Raider game a lot. So I'm hoping that the movie makes a little more sense than the story in the game. I just remember liking playing the game and thinking that the story was kind of dumb. No, that was the second one. That was the second one that I thought that I liked playing. I liked the first Tomb Raider. I did like the story. She gets separated from the people, and there's that really cool scene at the top of that tower, where like you finally get a hold of somebody. You
had to like turn on the communication.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the second one that I just was playing for the fun of it. But still, I'm excited for that movie, more so than Ready Player One. Ready Player One, I don't know.
I saw the trailer for Ready Player One, and I was like, 99% of this stuff wasn't in the book. Like,
but it's all still just referenced as though it was in the book, right? Like, everyone's complaining that it's just nostalgia hit after nostalgia hit. And they're just different references than in the book.
I don't know. I felt the book was a deep dive into 80s stuff.
Yeah.
And the movie just seems like a deep dive into everything.
I guess that's a better way of saying the complaint. Because I guess like Ninja Turtles and all that kind of stuff in it. And yeah, you have like war games and Family Ties and arcade machines that I have no nostalgia for in that book. Yeah, but go see Annihilation if you have a chance. If you're overseas and it's on Netflix, just watch it. I think it comes out next week on Netflix. If you're here in the States and it is at the theater, go watch it. Or when it comes to Netflix eventually here, go watch it. It was a very good movie. I really liked it. I played some more Fortnite. I finished 5th, or maybe 6th. I can't quite remember. That was exciting because I almost won a match. I'm terrible at it. It was just I was right spot, right time. People were killing each other off. I had one kill, and then I got killed. I'm very bad at Fortnite, but it's very fun. It plays very well. It's just easy to get in. There's so many people playing it that it takes no time to get into a game. And as soon as you get killed, within 2 minutes, you're back in another game. That includes like the lobby, loading, all that stuff. They just have such a huge amount of players. For them to fill up 100-player rooms is nothing. It's crazy how popular that game is right now.
That's awesome.
You have a PS4, you should try it. I know, you should. I know. But it's a whole
I'm too busy playing games from like 2009.
I know. In a couple of years, you'll be like, damn, man, I should have... You'll be asking people like me to play Fortnite with you. Like, let's do 101 Fortnite. No one's playing anymore.
I'll have to build my own server.
Viprick says, I don't support Hollywood except for Ex Machina and John Wick. Fully support those choices. Those are I bought both John Wicks in 4K as well.
Yeah, I just rewatched those.
They're great.
Yeah, they're awesome. Although I saw Chris Stuntman tweeted out that there were people that weren't recognized at the Oscars who had passed away recently. And Michael Nyquist was one of them, the guy who played Vigo.
Really?
He passed away recently. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was really bummed. I was like, man, he was awesome in that movie.
Yeah. John Wick 2 was such a great answer to the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a different style of movie, but still. I'm excited for Chapter 3 whenever they get around to making that.
Yeah.
Did you hear the rumor about Keanu Reeves playing Moon Knight, the Marvel character, in like a...
I did.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm down with Keanu Reeves doing anything, basically.
I'm a big fan. I'm glad that people are... Thanks to the internet, I've found some other fans. Everyone else in person that I've ever known has hated Keanu Reeves. I'm like, no, I like so many of the movies he's in I like.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a fan. Plus, he's a good interview. Like, really funny dude. Bill and Ted 3, is that really happening? That they're looking for a director?
I think so.
And that Death is supposed to be confirmed to be coming back?
Yeah. I read that too.
Like, social media is so weird. I don't trust any of these things.
Right.
I want there to be a Bill and Ted 3 so bad. I don't want to get my hopes up that they're not. That would be fun. But Fortnite's very fun, Dustin. I would recommend it. I played a game from Harmonix. They're the people that did Rock Band.
Okay.
It's called Drop Mix, and it's
good.
a board game. And it actually has electronics and voices like that. So it's, I guess your security alarm wants to play some Drop Mix. It's strange. It's kind of like euchre and Uno, or spades if you're not familiar with euchre.
You're just making up words.
I'm not. With Rock Band.
Okay.
So there's this elongated board, and there's 5 slots. And each slot has one of 3 colors representing it at all times. And then there's a little slot at the end of the board where your iPad or tablet sits, and that keeps score for you. And you play cards on these slots, and it keeps track of score for you. And every time you play a card, it knows that you played it, even though they're randomly shuffled cards. Mm-hmm. It's cool the way the RFID stuff works with it. And it remixes songs. So you'll have like Cake or Disturbed or Carly Rae Jepsen mixed like DJ Hero style. But you're in the middle of playing like Uno back and forth. And the songs change based on the cards you're playing. And it's a very quick game. You play to 21, which is where it really feels like Uno or... no, it's quicker than Uno. But like euchre is a really fast-paced game where you play a hand.
Okay.
It's cool, and it's tanking commercially, so it's on clearance everywhere. So I got it for 50% off. It's a $100 game. I got it for $50. I guess some stores are selling it for $25. I liked it. It felt like $50 worth of fun to me. I played it over my buddy Keaton's. He had a birthday. His wife threw him a birthday party, so we had a bunch of that and Jackbox Party Pack and all those fun things. And Drop Mix was really fun. They played it at a con and had a lot of fun with it. And I guess there's expansion packs so you can buy more music to mix in, but you don't have to know how to mix songs. It just happens. It's like a background aesthetic.
Okay.
It's cool. It's silly, but it's cool. Like, it's this big old dumb plastic instrument and these specialized cards that work.
That's cool. Harmonix, did they do Frequency?
Yes.
That game was awesome. Okay. I wonder if... Did you play Frequency?
No.
I wonder if it has, like, similar mechanics.
Probably not, but I don't know. Not knowing. I guess I pictured Frequency as more... Didn't it have, like, I pictured Frequency as more like an audio surf. Am I totally off base with that?
It was kind of like that.
Okay. I mean, this is straight up a card game played on like a board, but the board just has electronics in it.
I was just thinking that the way that like how you play the game remixes the song. It was kind of like that.
Oh, okay, I
Like
gotcha.
how you did in the game would kind of put stuff in and out.
Oh, yes, it does do that. And like you can change tempos and stuff, which I don't really understood what that did. I think that's just aesthetics. But there is like a randomizer button. So if you can't make a play, you hit this and a big wheel comes up on the screen. There's also like a party mode where a bunch of people can play. I don't know. It's just it was cool. It was a cool twist on that kind of stuff. I hadn't played board games in a while. And also, I finally finished the Titanfall 2 campaign.
How was that?
Excellent. A+. It was
right.
wonderful. I paid $20 for the Ultimate Edition.
Cool.
Well worth $20. Well worth $20. Because I'm not going to play any multiplayer stuff. Right now on EA Origins, it's $10 for the Ultimate Edition on PC.
Cool.
So if you haven't played Titanfall 2 and you're looking to have a fun 10 to 12 hours, play that game. It reminded me of Portal at times in the way that it felt creative, the way that you had to navigate around the world.
Cool.
You know how in Portal, when you get to the point where you're out of the lab and you're like outside of the environment and you're like around the pipes and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And you feel like you're breaking the game sneaking through where you are, even though you're intended to go that way.
Yeah.
There's some really cool things in Titanfall that felt like that. The mechanics stayed awesome the whole way through. The robot that you're with, like your Titan, is an awesome character. Just a really cool character. The voice acting of the actor that you play is really cool. The shooting's excellent, and there was one boss that was bullshit that I flipped for that boss fight down to easy. Okay. Otherwise, I'm bad at first-person shooters, and I had no problem getting through it on normal campaign or whatever, regular, I think they call it. Titanfall 2 gets 2 thumbs up, man. That was excellent.
All right.
I would highly, highly recommend people play that. I'm going to play the third one, like definitely.
Cool.
I'm excited when that comes out. I don't know if I'll ever go back to the first one because I don't think that they played with the mechanics and whatnot. Like this is, I see when people talked about the campaign just being fun first, I see what they mean. I'm bad at it, and I still had a lot of fun. And there were some really good acting. There's some moments where you're like, damn, I'm invested in what's happening right now. This is cool.
That's cyberpunk, right?
Yes. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So enough to, if I ever start playing video games again.
If you ever start doing that, yes, we can. On Saturdays, this would be a good Saturday game.
All right.
It's also pretty short. I think How Long to Beat says it's 8 hours, and it probably took me 10 or 11.
Okay.
Because I do fail a lot, and I just, it's fun. It's a good game. I see why people like Call of Duty so much, from just a shooting mechanic standpoint. I've never really played those very much. Let's see here. But what do we have? What's Ben got going on here? I've been neglecting chat again.
He found a Virtual Boy for cheap.
Oh.
And there's a flash card that someone makes, handmade.
Oh, I see. Okay. Dude, that's sweet. By hand. It kind of reminds me of that Game Gear cart that we talked about. The dude was 3D printing Game Gear cartridges.
Oh, yeah.
Just, who was showing me that? It was someone like My Life in Gaming, or somebody talked about that on... No, it was Bob from Metro RGB. That's who it was. And yeah, I guess that's it from what I've been playing. Titanfall 2 is an excellent campaign. Very, very fun. I've not played any old games, other than a little bit of Castlevania, because I just was bored. All right, well, let's get to our feedback, and then... all right. Oh, there we go. There's... okay, cool. Ben, we got the... Got the email. And Zarek says, Dustin is waiting for Cyberpunk to release before he starts playing. the Saturday games. He says, when does that come out? 2077? CD Projekt Red is out there talking some big game about. They're expecting this to be Witcher Level 3 successful.
Yeah, they said it's more ambitious than Witcher 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a go. I think I may get that at launch. Witcher 3 was fun enough. I don't know. You've got me biased towards Cyberpunk. I might as well get in the zeitgeist while I can. You know what I mean?
We had Ghost in the Shell. Then we got Blade Runner 2049. We got Altered Carbon on Netflix. Like, Cyberpunk is...
It's in right now. Get it while you can. Have you watched any Altered Carbon?
I watched the first episode.
I've heard it's all right, but I just watched Blade Runner, so I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to. I know I'll be comparing it to that too much. I'll be like, that doesn't make sense. That's not how that works.
What does Ryan Gosling think about this?
Yeah, right. Yes. Oh, this is cool. That chip he sent, that Atari chip he was talking about. It's the Atari CMOS hologram dual incandescent asteroids chip. It's cool because in the photo you can see. I wish I could describe this to people. It looks like a video game on screen, but it's just a hologram. It's very cool. You ever seen anybody that's messed around with like flashing ROMs and stuff on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
It's neat. You get these little EEPROM readers, and they have little windows on them because light will erase the memory.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why there's a lot of stick. This doesn't have that, but it kind of reminds me of the little windows. So yeah, let's get to some feedback. Do you have Dumbass's comments up from last episode?
I do. He says, I did some quick nerd gamer math. The annoyance factor of these game releases is inversely proportional to the desire of the individuals to get any new given re-release. In other words, if a re-release comes out a person does not want, they are pissed there are too many re-releases. But if a re-release comes out this person does want, they are not happy with the re-releases. I remember when PS4 launched with tons of re-releases, it felt to me there weren't too many, but I did not care to get many of them. Now the Switch is coming out with lots that I want. It is suddenly all... Oh, crap. Did it cut off there?
All good times. Yeah, it did for you.
Times. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is. Read more. All good times.
He's right, though.
Yeah.
It's all relative. It's setting those expectations. He's right. I mean, the fact the Switch is coming out with them. And the Switch just chews through those 360 games, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to fire Bayonetta back up since I have it on Switch and or Wii U and never really got to it.
Mm-hmm.
Zarek says people think Bethesda is going to announce a sci-fi Skyrim style at E3. That'd be crazy.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah. Upside Down says Virtual Boy 10's first goggles.
Nintendo's first goggles, I think is what he's going
Oh, okay.
He or she.
Must be on mobile. Type in there. Yeah. Also, Dumbass agrees with you. Screw the Olympics. He says, I got Korok seeds to find. And this comment cracked me up. He says, my brother just sold 3 GTX 1060s for $2,400. That's Canadian, but that's still outrageous.
That's like $800 here.
He's like, they don't, which, that almost should be MSRP. No, used $800 would still be high from what it should be. Because it should be about $300 a piece, new 1060s. No, actually even less. Wow, yeah. I wish that was I wish I lived closer to Canada so I could take better advantage of upside down currencies. He says these cards his brother sold, these 3 for $2,400. They don't even have HDMI ports. He says they are just guts made for farming, but internally the same as the 1060. He says it's funny because the real 1060 with the video ports on them are still cheaper. He says noobs think this because they are labeled as being made specifically for mining, that they will be better. And he calls them noobs again. This is the main point is that there's normally just $30 cheaper from having no video port. I'm excited to have this glut of here in July. NVIDIA's going to have the new 20 series coming out. So there's going to be a big dump of these old GPUs, and hopefully they'll be cheap. I won't care if it's a Bitcoin mined 1080 if I can get it for $100. So yeah, Bitcoin's never going to go away. Whoopee. What a weird time.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for comments this week. Also, thanks Ben for sending that image over. Very cool. But he did he gave a little bit more information about the image. He says this is the hologram from an unreleased Atari console that was at CES in the early 80s. Oh, that's cool. He says he made new friends with, recently sold him a Virtual Boy for a song. Oh, he writes music too. He says she just happened to bring her Vectrex with the 3D mask and visor. No biggie. That's awesome. The 3D, the Vectrex, I don't know if I've ever played one. I think I've only ever seen them. I've, of course, seen Vector games in arcade style, but you ever mess around with a Vectrex?
I haven't. I don't know that I've even seen one in real life, but it's pretty funny. I was watching American Pickers with Kim.
Okay.
This was years and years ago. And they went into this place, and this guy had like this wall of crap, of course. And it's like it pans over this wall really quickly, and I go, "Hey, that guy has a Vectrex." And Kim was like, "How did you see one thing out of the entire wall of crap?"
You've got the eye for it, man. You should be out there picking. Yeah. Even though you don't like people making livings making YouTube videos off swap meet videos. You'd be good at it. You can't lie. You'd be good at it.
I can spot PlayStation games in the CD racks at Goodwill.
That's amazing.
Like I can immediately go like, "There's one." It's the region coding.
You nerd. That's cool, man. Vectrex. I would love to play one. They look sweet. They got the little built-in joystick that's built into the monitor, and that always blew me. I believe it has 4 buttons, but they're not like ergonomical. It's not like because it's pre-NES and Master System. Yes, so it didn't look comfortable to hit all 4 of those buttons. It looked like they wanted you to hold it like a fighting stick, almost.
Okay.
Yeah. But the asteroids on it, I guess, is really good. And it's cool. It takes me back to the low budget school that I was in. You'd have the film that would go over monitors and stuff to add colors. Yeah. Vectrex had those cool overlays. You'd see them on like TV and stuff. Did you ever see, like, my babysitter had a Kling thing that went on the TV?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that stuff? Mm-hmm. So, cool. That's gonna be it for the show. Before I do all the sign off stuff, Dustin, any other final thoughts this week?
I think somebody played a Vectrex in The Last Starfighter.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
I only remember the cabinet and the actual trailer part.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Like one of the bedroom scenes.
Okay.
His like little brother was playing a Vectrex while, I don't know. Maybe it's some weird 80s hallucination.
It's got to be close. You're probably not far off. Or maybe it's one of those little Coleco arcade cabinets. Maybe they had one of those in there. Those are neat. They're too expensive at secondhand, though. It's a bummer. It's a real bummer. My neighbor had, I know he just threw it away. I wish I had access to the Pac-Man he had when we were kids. That would have been sweet to have.
Yeah.
I would have it on my desk, and I would have spilt beer on it, so it's a good thing in the end that I don't have it. So, all right, cool. Well, I guess I have one quick announcement related to outro music. I'm going to be taking a break from playing chiptune at the end of the song, or at the end of the episodes. When a new thing comes out that I want to play, I occasionally will. I think next week will be the last time I feature something that I really want to, because Cubby has a new album coming out, so I'm very excited. I definitely want to help promote that. But otherwise, years ago, Richie Branson, awesome rapper in the nerdcore scene, gave us a beat after an interview. He's like, hey, I'm not using this, and it's at the end of a lot of our YouTube videos that might be reviews and stuff, or like an edited video. So I think I'm just going to throw that in there and use that for the time being, just to have something nice and consistent for people. So just as a heads up, if you really liked the music, just follow us on SoundCloud, and you'll still see all the chiptune music that I listen to and follow. But for the time being, I think I'm going to take a break from editing that stuff in. It's been years of doing it, and I'm just burnt out on looking for music. So, yeah, I want to thank Ben. Speaking of music, Ben Landis, thank you very much for letting us use your song. It's called Through the Forest. It's off the album Adventures in Pixels. It's available on Bandcamp. It's a Name Your Price album, but please consider supporting Ben. It's very nice of him to let us use that song. If you'd like the audio versions of our podcast, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and any podcast app that I've searched for, so I've been able to find us. Sometimes you might need to put classic space L337, but normally just search for Classic Elite, you'll find us. Also, all of our episodes are available at our website, classicelite.com. On social media, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. If you'd like to support the show, please give us a follow or a like or a share or whatever the service is that allows for some sort of support. Please do that. We also have financial opportunities to support us if you'd like. We have some Amazon links in our description. If you go to Amazon through those, you can go to our storefront. And if you make a purchase while you're there, you'll support the show financially. Or just watch our videos. Honestly, if YouTube, their algorithm is weighing watch time so heavily right now that just watching our YouTube videos, if you don't care, if you're just listening to the audio, consider just using the YouTube app sometime. Because that really helps people find us and get recommended and all that fun stuff. So, cool. Ben clarifies. He says the Atari photo that he sent is actually a 2-channel hologram made from the unreleased Atari hologram console. We gotta get Games Trade 1 on here to tell us about the Atari hologram console.
Yeah,
because he can show it to us while he's on camera. Or somebody out there, some YouTube people have to be out there. That's really cool, man. I did not know about the Atari hologram console. If I find a good video, I'll bring it up next week. We can feature it as our YouTube channel of the week. If we can find a good explanation of what that is, it would be really cool. So, all right, Dustin, thanks again for a good episode, dude. Thank you to Richie Branson for the chiptune song that's unnamed, but follow Richie Branson on Twitter. Go to richiebranson.com.
Also, go buy his All Three Ghouls and Ghosts album.
Yes, buy all of those. Buy his Star Wars rap mix album is excellent. He's done a lot of really good stuff. His anime rap, I'm sure is amazing if you watch anime. I get some of the references, but I just like he's excellent. So Richie Branson's a cool dude. So go buy his music. He's in Houston though. I mean, they're spoiled right now with the Astros in the sports world, and the Rockets are good. Of course, they did have that flood, so I'll give them they deserve the sports wins. Yeah, floods suck. So all right, well, everyone, that's it for 266. We'll see you next week for episode 267.
Boosh.
All right, shutting down the stream. Upside Town, good to see you. Good Jim Kickass Gamer here. Sorry, dude, I didn't see you. Oh, he said he heard rumors that honoring George Carlin. Wait, was that? Did I miss that all the way back to the Oscars? Did they not Did they not give George Carlin props? He died a while ago, though, right? That could have been what we were talking about.
I think he was saying that Bill and Ted 3 would focus on, what was his name, Rufus?
Oh, yes, Rufus. Yes, that makes more sense. Yeah, maybe his daughter can. His daughter is like a public figure. Maybe she can like, I don't know, do some weird. Hey, actually, and they like CGI, and Rufus unzips himself, and it was her the whole time, kind of like how he unzips from the concert promoter in the second one. So, all right, Vprint, good to see you as well. Ben, thank you very much for sending the photo. And Zarek, dude, always a pleasure, man. Thank you very much to everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.